All right, let's bring in Monday night's panel. In Canberra, Director of Headline Advisory, Andrew Carswell, great to see you. And in Sydney, Sky News host and potentially the next host of 2GB replacing Deb Knight, Joe Hildebrand.
What have you heard? What have you heard?
No, I'm asking
Someone called you? No one's called me.
Do you want me to act as your agent now?
Yeah, I think someone has to. I think everyone at 2GB, I think their phones must have been caught up in the Optus outage. But I honestly have no idea. No, I'm just happy wherever I am, everywhere I am, all the time.
Well, you are one of the candidates according to the gossip pages, so there you go. Look, let's go to the latest with Donald Trump. It looks like the court date for his criminal racketeering case is going to be set for August next year in Georgia, just as the general campaign starts, only 3 months before the November presidential election. He's pleading not guilty. He says this is all part of a witch hunt against him. Andrew, this is clearly very political to time this case for August.
Well, the great irony here, Shari, is that this case has been brought against Trump for allegations of interfering and undermining the democratic and electoral process. But this case, in its very nature and its timing, undermines and interrupts the democratic process. So I think there are a lot of people out there thinking today that, this will be a considerable interruption to Trump's campaign. I disagree. I think this will be Trump's campaign. We all know that he's going to become the Republican candidate here, but now he will get to stand on the steps of a courthouse every single day and rail against a complete erosion of the trust that ordinary Americans have in their political and judicial systems. I mean, this is Russia-type stuff, where the only difference is that Trump's not being marched out out of Siberia. And I think it will be a daily reminder to ordinary Americans that this is not the America that we want or we want America to become. So it is a platform for him. He doesn't need to get on a plane to go to Des Moines, Iowa. He's got them in the bag already. But this just makes Donald Trump a martyr, and that is in his favour.
Joe, it seems like no matter what the Democrats throw at him, how many criminal or civil cases, his popularity just goes up and up in the polls. It does at this point look like we're probably going to have another Trump president.
Yeah, I think, and again, I think both a Biden presidency and a Trump presidency would be disastrous at this point in world history. We've seen what's obviously happening in Israel and Gaza. We've seen what's happening in the Ukraine. Then the US is basically all that is stopping the world from falling apart into terror and chaos. And we need a strong US with a strong leader, not an erratic US with an erratic leader, or a leader who doesn't know where he is or what day it is or what his first name is. So that's my first caveat. The truth is, I think that the biggest indictment here is not the one faced by Donald Trump, but an indictment on the Democrats, because they clearly do not know how to beat this guy on the actual electoral battlefield. They clearly are scared. The only way they were able to beat him last time was when Joe Biden was able to pull together an extraordinarily broad coalition of voters that ranged from kind of ex-Sanders socialists to the Lincoln Project, ex-Republican, conventional sort of establishment Republicans or whatever. So it was like, there wasn't really a vote for Biden, there was just a vote against Trump. And in many ways, it was a bit like the vote against Morrison last year. And the truth is, the Democrats have thrown all sorts of things at Trump, like the Russian collusion charges, the Supreme Court interventions into his immigration policies, and now, of course, this, because they clearly don't have a strategy to beat him at the ballot box. And that is an awful indictment on the biggest political organisation in what is supposed to be the greatest democracy on earth.